It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, basketball fans. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to 2K Sports. I'm here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Tonight, we'll be watching the Indiana Pacers playing against the Cleveland Cavaliers. And for Cleveland, 6 wins in their last 10 games. They'd like to play even better. Tonight, a chance to add to their win total. And what a shootout we're going to have tonight, a battle of offensive juggernauts. Shaq, what are some things these teams can do to try to gain an advantage?
Well, you got to impose your style of play as early as possible. You got to be versatile in the ways you score. You just got to go out and do what you do.
Well, that's just saying be aggressive, Ernie. That's it. Aggressive is the most undervalued and then at the same time overused statement. But aggressiveness means getting done what you want to get done. That's what you have to do. That's when you're aggressive.
Shaq, did you understand what he just said?
I sure did not.
Here's Kevin Harlan.
The crowd has assembled in Indianapolis, Indiana, looking for a Pacers win today. And we've got it for you right here on 2K Sports. Kevin Harlan here, and I'm joined by Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines. And just a single game trip away from Cleveland for the Cavaliers. And, of course, George Hill. This phase, really the integration phase as he's getting into the new flow with his new team. An exciting time for him for sure.
And speaking of the trade, I spoke to him earlier, and man, was he excited about getting the opportunity at a fresh start. He thinks he'll be able to get them to that next level, and I'm sure that's what their thought process was when they made the deal.
And before we get going, let's hear from David Aldridge on the sideline. David?
Well, Kevin, LeBron James does not mind being a vocal leader. He said conflict was just part of the game for me growing up. I played outdoors, and if you didn't win, you might not play again for the rest of the day. Now I'm the leader of this team, and I expect nothing less than greatness out of all of us. I'm going to hold everyone accountable, including myself. Kevin?
And that's so great to hear, D.A. LeBron is a proven leader and champion, as we all know, expects to contend for a championship every year. And during this part of the season, a lot of lengthy road trips can be found for teams in the league. Clark, I would assume it's maybe sometimes hard to play at your best when you've been on the road for a long time.
Oh, there's no question about it. I mean, there's a galvanizing aspect to being on the road because it's just you and your teammates against the opponent. But when you're out on the road for a long time, things can get a little stale. You can become a little distracted. So it becomes very difficult, particularly for young teams, to work through the grind and adversity of being on the road. Veteran guys are used to it, but the young fellas often struggle with that.
Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting 5 on the floor. And so in the game for the Cavaliers, Smith is the 2 with LeBron at the 3. Inside, we got the tenacious Love and Thompson. And it's Hill in at the point.
Gentlemen, 2 shots. Move shots.
The first one falls.
And, you know, Miles Turner, a 5-star recruit coming out of Trinity High School near Dallas, was Big 12 Freshman of the Year at the University of Texas. And he keeps working, and he's getting better and better and has all-star potential.
All 3 throws good from Turner. And Clark, you've been around the Pacers. What are your impressions of Miles Turner?
Great maturity for his age, humble, hard-working, hungry, smart, and I think he wants to be great. That's all good stuff.
Now here's James. Basket counts.
Man, you got to respect and appreciate how polished LeBron is inside. I mean, he really excels at creating opportunities for himself close to the rim.
Here's Collison. He had 13 points in the win against Chicago.
And he was also a terrific creator in that game as well. His assist total show you what a fantastic all-around effort it was.
LeBron kicks to Thompson. It's a pick by Love. Here's Smith. And it comes off the front of the rim.
I mean, look, no one guarding you. It's better to not pull up and try the lead.
And it's Oladipo with the jam.
Spotting the open man, Collison, a capable playmaker.
And so it's Cleveland with it. 4-point game. Last time they met in Cleveland.
And the last time they faced this club, rebounding was their big advantage.
Clearly, that was the overriding factor. A double-digit advantage on the board. They just pounded them inside.
Young with the steal. Bogdanovich against James. And again, it's Indiana.
How about 3 or 4 from the floor to start? That's always a good sign.
Hill kicks to James. Over Bogdanovich. And another miss by Cleveland. The Pacers have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. And for 3, Collison. It's rebounded by Cleveland. This game coming on the heels of their win against the Kings.
And once they established that flow offensively, really never got any resistance from the D.
And you know, Greg, they were sinking shots left and right, and that's got to be demoralizing for the defense. They were in a real zone.
Shot clock at 5. Another miss by James. The Pacers off to a quick start here. This game coming on the heels of their win against Chicago.
Yeah, and in that game, we saw a lot of sloppy play from the opposing offense. They coughed the ball up, a lot of unforced turnovers.
And that did make things relatively easy for them. You know, it's nice to get a win and not have to work too hard for it.
Really just struggling here in the first few minutes. 5 attempts with only 1 falling.
Turner with the screen. And Young kicks to Turner. Lays it up, and despite of the excellent defense at that, Turner's got 6.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
James, that falls. Great assist by Love.
Nice way to start the evening. His numbers getting calls, and for good reason.
Well, you know, Greg, they can count on him to get buckets. I mean, he's getting the ball because he's very efficient when he has it.
Collison kicks to Young. Collison, good. Collison's got his first points of the night.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
Yeah, they're lasered in. I mean, really making the most of their possessions.
Now here's LeBron in the game against Sacramento. Very impressive. Over Bogdanovich. James misses. Indiana leading by 8. And Oladipo has it in the corner. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Man, when he's got the height advantage down low, it's over. Forget about it. It's a wrap. You got to send more help if you're the defense.
Now here's Collison. And he can be counted on to put some points on the board every night. He's averaging right around 13.5 points a game. Here's Bogdanovich. Screened by Young. And Thompson sends it back.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
And the dunk by James.
You know, that's what you want out of your point guard. Hill is really doing a nice job getting the ball from side to side and not hesitating at all in doing it.
Collison, the pass to Bogdanovich. Dishes to Young. Turner against Thompson. Thompson with the rebound.
The defense did not do a good job guarding that one, Kevin. Don't know how he missed that layup.
And a Kyrie's trade demand over the summer, a reflection of his frayed relationship with LeBron. James, with a forceful personality, it seems that may have grated on Irving.
In transition, here come the Cavaliers. Hill leading the charge. Indiana leading by 4. Here's Oladipo, and the Pacers can't get it to go.
Boy, the defense had gone to sleep, so you got to knock that one down.
Hill has the open look. Up again, and Love with the second chance points.
I remember there was a time when Kevin Love averaged almost 5 offensive rebounds a game. He knows how to track the basketball.
Turner with a screen on Hill. Collison dishes to Young. To the inside, Turner, and Thompson sends it back. outside Hill. Love right side. Drills the three-pointer. Love's got 7 points.
Boy, it sure is a lot of fun watching Love bury these outside shots. I mean, when he's hitting from deep, it opens up things for everybody.
Now here's Collison. Tries to snap the cold streak, and the rejection by Love. Here's Smith, and he gets that one to go off the front iron. All right, well, look at how the hustle game has been going for Cleveland.
Boy, you have to admire their intensity in the paint defensively. I mean, really contesting and even blocking shots. Definitely a factor early.
And the other thing that's been equally as effective is the fact that they've gotten out on the fast break. A lot of points coming in transition.
Here's James. Bogdanovich picking up that last basket. The screen from Thompson. Steps back and fires. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
Old school D right there, just telling them no easy layups. It's as simple as that. And that's what you expect from them.
The Cavaliers shooting their first free throws of the night right here. That free throw good from Thompson. And Clark, you've been a member of this booth and many others for quite some time. I've always wondered, how did you make the jump into broadcasting?
Well, you know what? I've always enjoyed the game, Kevin, been a student of the game, and have enjoyed reading and playing with words. So when my basketball playing career ended prematurely back in 1987, I got a chance to do Pacers radio, and from there fell in love with this new career and wanted to excel at it. And I've been at it now for over 30 years and hope to have a few more left in front of me.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Joseph, that's good.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
Cavaliers leading. Clarkson kicks to Thompson. Back to Clarkson. Lobbed up there for Thompson. And Thompson throws it down.
Maybe not a natural born distributor, but Clarkson working to keep his teammates involved.
Great way to see the alley-oop. That replay courtesy of Under Armour. Another unleash chaos moment. Stevenson outside. Joseph sets a screen for Stevenson. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. It's going to go on Tristan Thompson. For Indiana, they have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2.
Two shots.
That free throw good from Lance Stevenson.
When Lance Stevenson is focused, he's very dangerous, has a ton of talent, good, strong physical body, athletic, versatile. He does a lot of good things out there.
The Cavaliers making a switch here. Zizic is checked in. Both free throws good from Lance Stevenson. Cleveland's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Clarkson passes to Nance. Here's Zizic. Nance a screen. Kicks it to Clarkson. Nance outside. Stolen by Joseph. Good, and the assist goes to Robinson. Joseph's got his second basket. And now we'll get perspective here on how the hustle game has been going for the Pacers.
Well, I think the defensive aggressiveness on display here has caught them off guard, playing airtight defense and coming up with the steals.
And one thing, Clark, I've noticed is how quick their hands have been tonight. Thanks to that, they've gotten a lot of points off of turnover.
A chance here to assess what parts of the floor the attempts have been coming from as we look at the shot chart for the Pacers.
And you can see how important those inside baskets are. This is a team that loves to work the ball inside, whether the entry pass or off of a drive. They like to feed on those high percentage looks.
Free throw good, Zizic.
And you look at Ante Zizic, the forgotten player in the big trade, a young center, legit size and strength, and he also played under David Blatt, the former Cavs coach in Europe.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots.
And Zizic has a lot of upside. One reason he was desired so much in the trade. Croatian, part of that golden generation, drafted 23rd overall in that 2016 draft, but ended up staying overseas.
Now here's Joseph. 9 points last game out. Out of bounds. Cleveland will take possession. Here's Clarkson. They lead by 1. Pass to Zizic. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
And really, as recently as 2014, the Pacers were a team with that old school front court. Some tall timber inside, and they played that slow, methodical pace. They have revamped the roster, looking to space the floor and really fire it up on offense.
And he knocks down the first one. And the Pacers now looking to revamp how they approach things. The rebuild is on, it would appear.
Yeah, and a good time to do it when they saw Paul George would be leaving. It won't be easy to make the transition, but the Pacers do have a good collection of young talent.
That one is no good.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Yeah, I like the way they're setting the tone. They're really playing with a lot of energy here at the start.
Shot by Joseph, no good.
Well executed, great rhythm. You've got to finish that one.
Agree with you there, partner, because that screen really freed him up nicely, and that's a shot that if you're a pro, you need to make that one.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
Clarkson against Joseph. Clarkson with the ball. 8 points his last outing. 6 to shoot. Outside Hood. Drains the three-pointer. Hood's got himself on the board with 3 there.
Oh, a good open look, and he sprays it home from 3.
Jefferson setting the pick for Joseph. The feed to Robinson. Here's the screen. Looking for Jefferson. He gets it there. And that's good. Robinson picking up the assist. Jefferson's got his second basket of the game.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
Clarkson passes to Zizic. He dishes it to Hood. Over Robinson. Second shot opportunity. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. The Cavaliers shooting their 7th and 8th free throw attempts for the game right here.
And you really got to give them a ton of credit for what they've done at the free throw line this season. How about 82% as a unit?
And guys, those numbers represent a nice step up from what they were last year.
That free throw missing. That's off as well, so he misses both.
And trailing here in the early going, too many careless fouls, and they're giving up a lot of trips to the line.
Yeah, not only the trips to the line are a concern, but the foul trouble also. You've got to play defense with your feet and do so without fouling.
The Pacers shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
Shooting 2.
Ties it up, and this next one could give them the lead.
Well, last season, LeBron very outspoken, saying the Cavs were too top-heavy. The Irving trade has brought them some much-needed depth.
And that drops, so they now lead by 1.
And you talk about the depth for the Cavs. Crucial when facing a team like the Golden State Warriors. If everything comes together, I think there's a chance their trade with Boston might give them a better shot at winning it all.
Excellent recognition on the pick and roll. Clarkson lays it off to his teammate for the score.
Stevenson outside. He kicks to Robinson. He feeds it to Jefferson. Back to Robinson. Over Hood. That's short off the rim. Cleveland's gone 2 of 4 from beyond the arc to start the game. Over Robinson. No good. Indiana's gone 0 of 3 from three-point land. Nothing yet going outside. It's stolen by Nance. 3 on 3. Korver kicks to Hood. Here's Clarkson. It's rebounded by Indiana. And oh, here we go. Joseph's got it. The fast break chance. Jefferson passing to Sabonis. That's tipped. The Cavaliers have made 5 of 8 of their free throw attempts. Free throw good, Zizic. Both shots good from the stripe. And here is Joseph. So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. Cleveland ahead, up 3. And we'll be back in just a moment with the start of the second quarter. And of course, as we've always seen with LeBron James, it's not just about the numbers, but his tremendous, tremendous leadership.
I put all the pressure on me to be better and come through for my teammates. This is the position I put myself in. It's the position I put our team in, and as the leader and the guy that goes out there and make things happen, that's the way it's going to be.
Well, that there is straight talk from a man who does not pretend. LeBron James with a textbook example of how to take responsibility and lead.
And Kevin, that's why he is the king. He doesn't say, hey, I'm just one of the 5 guys. No, he knows who he is and what he has to do. Bottom line, he's the man. Climb on my shoulders, and I'm going to take you to the promised land.
And the second quarter getting underway. No team gaining an edge so far. And from what we've seen from the Cavaliers, what do you guys see?
And through that first period, for me, their work on the glass has been the difference.
Yep, pounding away on the boards. I mean, controlling the backboards. It's been a huge difference so far.
Corey Joseph is out there with Robinson. Then there's Al Jefferson. Then it's Lance Stevenson. And it's Sabonis in at power forward. That's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the Pacers. He gets a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Guys, Tristan Thompson has one of the longest consecutive games played streaks in NBA history. He said, the mind's a powerful thing, and if you tell your brain everything is all right, you'd be surprised on the stuff you can achieve. We have the mental toughness to push through our limits. That's how you become great and test yourself as a player. Kevin?
Well, David, Thompson's certainly a mentally strong player. Always nice to have someone you can rely on night in and night out. Here's Sabonis. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Count it! Jefferson's got the second quarter going with the first basket of the period for Indiana.
The anticipation from Jefferson that time, Kevin, that was impressive. Always willing to get dirty on the glass.
And Lance Stevenson picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. We're closing in on 2 minutes played here in the second quarter. Clarkson against Joseph. Just 5 to shoot. Off the screen. Hits the front of the rim and out. Indiana's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Stevenson dishes to Robinson. Out of bounds. Cleveland takes possession. This break in the action gives us a chance to show you the NBA's current fast break specialists. In third, the Cavaliers.
Yeah, I mean, they've got the athletes to run the break all game long. So that's their edge. They're always looking to take advantage.
And I'd bet a lot of big men would love to have that right hand of Al Jefferson.
No doubt. I mean, he can hit that hook shot out to 10 feet, maybe a tad beyond that. It's one of those shots you're not going to block. It goes in or it doesn't. In his case, it's usually the former.
Now here's Joseph. Kyle Korver missing his last shot. Oh, and here comes Korver all alone. Goes back up. He takes it up and lays it in. Zizic has got 7 points in the game.
Defensive rebounding, just such a crucial part of the game.
Yeah, it's finishing your defense, Greg. We know that. You can defend, then you got to rebound the miss, and you got to get to the glass with intensity.
Now here's Stevenson. He had 13 points in the win against Chicago. Clark, when you look back on all the coaching you received and all the coaches that you've covered, what allows a coach to have a team buy in to what he wants to do?
I think there are a couple of things there, Kevin. One is authenticity, being who you are as a man and a coach. Whatever your personality is, whatever your hallmark pillars are as a coach, the things that you don't allow to be negotiated, staying true to that. But authenticity is huge. And then adaptability, being able to be flexible within your authenticity. Those things, to me, give you the most credibility as a coach and give you a chance to one, be enjoyable to play for and also successful.
So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Miles Turner, he's checked in for Jefferson. Young comes in for Sabonis. Oladipo, he's checked in for Glenn Robinson III. And it's Collison in for Joseph. And Stevenson drops them both. Cavaliers have gone 1 of 6 from the field in the second quarter. It's been a rough period so far. Hill kicks to James. would score the basket. Mark him 4 for 8, shooting 50% so far.
You know, guys, that's what he does. He just loves to play that kind of attacking basketball.
Hill against Collison. Young in the corner. That misses. Had a chance to tie it there. The Cavaliers leading by 3. Hill with it. Now defended by Oladipo. And Thompson kicks to Hill. Smith the pass to Love. It's good. The assist that time from Smith. And that's 10 points for Kevin Love.
And you know what? It's important for big men to be able to shoot from deep in today's game. And shot selection important. Good shot selection there.
Now here's Collison. Turner. And Turner throws it down.
That's all about the ticker for Turner. Big heart, a real juggernaut on the boards who uses those long arms exceedingly well to get second chance opportunities.
Stevenson against James. Here's Thompson. That's basket number 2 with his 3rd shot off to a fast 2 for 3.
Boy, you got to love that assist by LeBron.
And Young kicks to Turner. And Turner throws it down.
A fantastic heads-up play there from Young to find the open man.
Now Hill. An 11-point game for him in the win against Sacramento.
And his passing also off the charts in that game. In just about every aspect of their offense, he was dialed in.
The screen from Thompson. Bounces high off the rim and drops. LeBron's got the lead up to 6 now for Cleveland. Now here's Collison. Turner with a screen on Hill. Collison dishes to Young. Stolen by Thompson. And here's the fast break. LeBron leading the way. 6 for 10 with that shot going in. That's a good game for a lot of guys.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync. Tremendous communication and awareness.
Now here's Collison. To the paint. Here's Turner. The shot's good. Collison making the play. Collison's got 4 assists in the game. Cleveland leading by 6. For 3, Smith. That is Young grabs the miss. It's Oladipo on the wing. Covered by Smith. Let's go. Collison, no good.
Yeah, that's just poor decision making. He's got to be better in those situations.
Greg, I just think he was in a hurry. He flat out rushed it. I mean, I don't know what he was thinking there. He actually was in a brain neutral position.
Bogdanovich, he's checked in for the Pacers. For Indiana, they've gotten a little under 50% of their second quarter shots to find the mark. 4 of 9 all told. Oladipo against Smith. Turner with a screen for Oladipo. 6 on the shot clock. Over LeBron. And the Pacers can't get it to go. Cleveland's gone 1 of 4 from 3-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. Nice shot by Smith. Smith's got his second bucket tonight.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Collison, the pass to Bogdanovich. There's a screen. Back to Collison. And Young kicks to Collison. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Collison's got 5 points so far.
And, you know, with Nate McMillan taking over the Pacers last season, their offense was much improved. He had a good stint as a head coach in both Seattle and Portland. But there was some slippage defensively with the Pacers, and now it's about striking the right balance between offensive prowess and defensive improvement.
Here's Oladipo following the basket by LeBron James. The shot's good.
And you really can't fault the defense at all there. I mean, just got to give credit to Oladipo. Sometimes better O outshines decent D.
Now here's James. He's got 14. Elbow shot is on the way. And that one is off. A D by Bogdanovich. And the Pacers, Clark looking to up the pace. In some ways, that made McMillan a surprising choice. His teams in Portland, for instance, some of the slowest in the league.
Well, their pace actually went down some, Kevin. McMillan is accustomed to going small with shooting big men, and that certainly fits.
And here's Collison after LeBron James hitting the three. Collison against Hill. To the paint. Young's shot is off. The Cavaliers leading by 8. LeBron with it. Now defended by Oladipo. And there's Thompson putting it right back in.
There you go. Relentless pursuit of the ball. I love it. He never stopped working.
So the Pacers call timeout, their first of the game. And the Pacers have lived on mid-range jump shots for sure.
Yeah, they've got guys who can make them now. I mean, nevertheless, the way the league's going, it's hard to score in an elite level without getting more threes and baskets at the rim. I mean, it's pretty clear that threes and paint points are how you survive and do well in the league.
Here's Collison. He has 5. Turner with a screen on Hill. Here's Collison. He can't get that one, and Cleveland will come the other way.
Obviously, I mean, it would go a long way if he's making the shots. Right now, they're behind, and they certainly could use his help.
Thompson with the bucket.
And James is an all-around talent, a fantastic passer who actively looks to get his guys going.
Now here's Collison. Turner with the screen. Collison dishes to Oladipo. Outside Bogdanovich. And that time also a missed shot. Hill kicks to James. It's taken away by Collison. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Sensing the opportunity there, Collison sneaking inside for the finish.
The Cavaliers leading by 10. Screen by Smith. James, the pass to Smith. And it goes out of bounds. That one is off Smith. And we take a look here at the shot chart for the Cavaliers.
And when you come into a game with the mindset of going right at the rim and not settling for outside shots, this is what your shot chart will look like. Every chance they've had to either attack the paint or play back to the basket, they've taken it, and it's been a complete success thus far.
Indiana's gone 1 of 6 from three-point land in the second quarter. Less than 20%, but they've continued to let them fly. Young sets a screen for Oladipo and finished off by Oladipo.
Hey, you almost can get an assist when you set a screen like that one Thaddeus Young did, because the screen was so good, the shot was easy for his teammate.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Cavaliers. Clark, when you look back at your terrific career, who is the one player that you considered your toughest opponent to go up against?
There were a couple of guys. Bernard King from the New York Knicks, because we saw them a handful of times a year, and he was just such a phenomenal scorer and a relentless worker offensively. He just never gave you a break. I didn't get to see the West Coast teams but twice a year. The Denver Nuggets in the early 80s had Kiki Vandeweghe, Alex English, and Dan Issel. And between those three guys, they were averaging about 80, 81 points a game. And I usually dealt with English or Vandeweghe. And those were long nights because those guys moved the ball, shot it from everywhere, and were excellent offensive players.
Clarkson against Joseph. Left side, Nance. On the wing, Korver. The pass to Clarkson. Cleveland needs to get a shot off here. Ring shot on the way. The shot that time, not on target. Ready by Bogdanovich. Pulls it from 20. Shot by Joseph, no good. Cleveland leading by 8. Korver with it, picked up by Joseph. Robinson against Clarkson. Outside Hood from outside the arc. And it's Hood again missing.
Boy, he has been cold for a while now.
Yeah, he has been, and he's got to find his stroke because he's holding back his team as a result of his poor shooting.
And this Cavs payroll last season, I mean, the highest in NBA history, with luxury tax penalties in the tens of millions. And we saw some friction as they looked to control salary, and LeBron pushed them to add more talent.
2 shots.
Free throw good, Robinson. And the Cavaliers were able to add some key veteran help at the trade deadline.
Yeah, some key contributors they were able to get off of waivers as well. That's how the rich get richer. But with LeBron talking about the team being top-heavy, they needed to add some depth.
Robinson hits them both.
And guys, this is the way to stay in the game. They're doing a masterful job from the line. Perfect this quarter.
Mans a screen. Outside Hood. The Cavaliers again can't hit.
Well, it's just been one of those kind of games for him.
And Bogdanovich kicks to Joseph. Passes it to Sabonis. Here's Bogdanovich. No good with the triple. The Cavaliers leading by 6. Ball's knocked loose. Stolen by Joseph. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Shoots over Clarkson. Shot by Joseph. No good.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the game.
Well, guys, they need to do something to reduce this deficit. We'll see if that's the answer.
Clarkson with the ball. Looking for his first basket still in this one. They set the screen. 5 on the clock. Mans a screen. Hood for 3. He got it up in time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And so it's LeBron James making things happen for the Cleveland Cavaliers. He comes away with 11 points in the quarter and is showing no signs of fatigue. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Here with Coach Tyronn Lue. Coach, what is the focus going to be in the second half?
Just play the right way. Move the ball, share the ball, get stops, and get out and run in transition.
Always leads to good results. Thanks, Tyronn. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, folks. Welcome back. Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. This is the halftime show on 2K Sports. LeBron James putting in some incredible work. He ended up with 17 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists. The first 2 quarters went very well for him. Kenny, your thoughts? How are the Cavaliers playing?
Really great rebounding effort, Ernie, so far. They're putting up some nice numbers in that category. That's the big difference in the first half.
Shaq, your take on Indiana.
Well, if you can't shoot the ball, you might want to stop chucking it up. They keep trying the 3, but it's not going down. They're relying too much on the 3 ball, way too much. It's good when it's falling for you, but when it's not, you have to try something else.
That's it for now as the second half's just about ready to go.
Welcome back, everyone, to Indianapolis, Indiana, where the famous Chase Tower stands tall above the city. Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half. What can you say? LeBron James, what an impressive effort today.
Yeah, so far they haven't found an answer for him. A scoring machine here in that first half.
Yeah, and it's been fun to watch, partner, because not only is he shooting a high percentage, a good percentage, he's also carrying the team.
And it's been a back-and-forth game so far with no ground given through the first half. Third quarter starting here now. Pacers trail by 6. Checking out the group for Tyronn Lue to start the second half. Inside, we got the tenacious Love and Thompson. Smith is the 2 with LeBron at the 3. And it's Hill in at the 1 spot. Now here's Collison. Young, right side. Clock at 6. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in.
Really good alertness from Young there, who was in perfect position on the catch and shoot.
James wide open. The rebound by Young.
Nobody even close to him, and he can't believe he doesn't knock it down.
Bogdanovich nailed from three-point land. Bogdanovich has got 7 points in the game. The Cavaliers shooting not great, 40% for the game. On the wing, James. Here's Thompson, and count it. He'll head to the line with a chance to make it 3.
Really active down there, imposing his will and force and seeing his efforts pay off.
And Tristan Thompson in the middle, a player, Greg, who understands his role.
He just plays hard and does the little things. Defense, rebounding, energy. When he's blocking shots and protecting the rim, he is one of the best bigs in our league.
One shot.
That free throw good from Thompson. And a big front office change for the Pacers over the summer. Cause for concern?
No, I don't think so, Kevin. Very experienced hands are taking over, and I think it'll be a relatively smooth transition for the Pacers.
Now, here's Bogdanovich. Oladipo with the ball. He's picked up by James. Oladipo, good.
That makes 3 in a row to start the second half.
The Cavaliers have gone 1 of 3 since starting the second half. And we're about a minute and a half here into the second half. Hill kicks to Love. The screen from Thompson. With the floater, Thompson. And there's Thompson putting it right back in. 15 points in the game.
Well, I tell you what, he's putting together quite a game here, knocking down shots and building upon this lead.
And here's Collison. 7 points in the game. Banked in off the glass.
That would be 4 in a row for him now as they have come racing out of the gate to start this second half.
For Cleveland, they've gone 2 of 5 shooting here in the third quarter. Screen by Smith. LeBron kicks to Hill. Floats it up for James. Turner with the steal. And stolen by Love. Hill against Collison. LeBron outside. And it's Hill penetrating. Here's Thompson. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
I mean, even from over here, you could see that one pretty clearly.
No question about it, Greg. I mean, a ton of contact and a good call by the officials.
He is 3 for 3 from the free throw line.
Shooting 2.
No good on that one. And he's good on the second.
And the Pacers really have been one of the more consistent franchises in the NBA over the last 15 years or so. They've not won fewer than 32 games or drafted higher than 10th since 1989. That's a pretty impressive run of consistency.
Here is Hill following the score by Miles Turner. LeBron against Bogdanovich. Beyond the arc. The offensive rebound. Smith with a wide open look. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. That's 7 points for Smith.
And Smith loves pulling up from 3. Never scared to fire when he's out beyond.
And the Pacers always find a way to hold their own, but still searching for that first NBA championship.
Yeah, you know, it's tough for every team, but in a smaller market, they don't feel they can afford to totally tear down the roster with a full rebuild. Indianapolis, as great a city as it is, not a free agent destination, so that makes it tough to build a title contender. You have to do it primarily through the draft and smart acquisitions.
Now, here's Bogdanovich following the shot by Tristan Thompson. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. J.R. Smith picks one up.
At 6'11" and 243 pounds, Turner is physically imposing. He's a big man, though, with a delicate shooting touch from outside.
That's good from Turner. A lot of optimism around young big man Miles Turner. Nate McMillan compared him to LaMarcus Aldridge, who, of course, McMillan coached in Portland. Clark, can you see that?
Oh, no doubt. Both are 6'11"-ish, and both can really shoot the ball. Turner may be a better three-point shooter right now than Aldridge, but I think he's got to grow into being more effective in the post. He's more of a rim protector right now than Aldridge. But like L.A., I think he has a chance to be an all-star.
Now here is Hill. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Here's LeBron. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in.
And when James gets going, there's no stopping him. Just a dynamite scorer who feels he can get any shot he wants.
Oladipo. That's good. Basket number 5 on a 5-for-8 night shooting.
And what a great start to the second half. They've hit everything they've looked at thus far.
It's a pick by Love. Hill dishes to Thompson. Smith the pass to Hill. Shot clock at 5. Love with the screen on Young. Hill no good. Pacers trail by 3. Collison kicks to Young. And the rejection by Love. Now Cleveland moving it up for 3. Smith. Pacers with the rebound. Young's got his 3rd rebound on the night.
Well, you know, they're in the lead, but he's still been frustrated from an offensive standpoint.
Stevenson dishes to Turner. Good D by Thompson.
You know, the defense knew how to play at that time. Liked how they made their presence felt without committing the foul.
And the foul on Victor Oladipo. That's foul number 2 for him. Joseph, he's checked in for Darren Collison. James outside. Love with the screen for LeBron. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. LeBron's got 4 this quarter.
Could easily have been an and one there. James converting through the contact.
Turner passes to Stevenson. And Oladipo kicks to Young. And a miss there on the triple. Cleveland leading by 5. Smith with it. Now defended by Oladipo. Again, James missing. For Indiana, they've gone 6 of 9 from the floor here in the second half. They've got to be happy with that. Out of bounds. Cleveland will take possession.
Looking at the numbers here for Oladipo, how's the last month of basketball been for him? He's around 18 points per game, 4 assists, and 3 rebounds. And you know, pretty terrific numbers across the board.
Yeah, so many books in his library. He lights up the scoreboard on a nightly basis.
Now here's James. He's got 21. James with another miss.
The defense was less than impressive there, but despite them not really contesting that shot, he still bricked it.
Turner. And Young kicks to Oladipo. There's a screen. Here's Joseph. Pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way. Joseph's got his 3rd basket of the night. Timeout called, Cleveland. And as the coaches go to the clipboard to outline their strategy during the timeout, the players getting a chance to rehydrate. with some Gatorade. That's key to staying fresh all the way to the final whistle.
And Kevin, it really is. And every one of these players knows it. They're all making sure to stay hydrated. It's impossible to play your A game if you're not getting enough to drink, especially towards the end of games when the physical toll of a long contest really starts to add up.
Catching up on the changes now for Indiana. Jefferson's checked in for Miles Turner. Sabonis comes in for Thaddeus Young. Robinson is subbed in for Oladipo. And so it's Indiana with it. The Cavaliers making the shot. Screen by Jefferson. Joseph, the pass to Sabonis. Outside Robinson. And the three off target. The Cavaliers leading by 5. Here's Nance. Foul on the play. Basket counts, so it'll be a three-point play chance.
Well, I like watching him get after it on the glass now, staying active, and usually that leads to good things.
And a chance for just a second now to check out the scoring breakdown for the Cavaliers.
Anytime you get as many points in the paint as they have, you know you've got a good thing going, and you just want to keep it going.
And also, guys, they take a lot of pride in their ability to rebound the basketball, especially on the offensive end.
One shot, gentlemen.
That free throw good from Nance. And Larry Nance Jr., still a 3-time NBA All-Star. Larry Nance, and both of them known for their big-time dunking ability.
Well, you know what I like to say, Kevin? You can't run away from the DNA. His father was the NBA's first dunk contest champion, and Junior has some highlight reel dunks of his own, especially that one everybody perhaps saw over Brook Lopez. What a punch.
You're right. And that one falls for Stevenson. Cleveland leading by 5. Now Clarkson. He provides a good amount of offense for the team, averaging around 11.5 points a game. Hood, the pass to Zizic. And Jefferson sends it back.
Great seeing Jefferson show us some defense there, Kevin. I mean, with his length, he rejects shots when he jumps and times it right.
Cleveland's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. And a wide open look for Hood. Once again off the mark by Cleveland. The Pacers have gone 8 of 14 on their shot attempts here in the third. Some pretty nice work. And Kyle Korver picks up the foul. That's his 3rd foul of the game. Robinson against Korver. Screen by Jefferson. Stevenson dishes to Jefferson. That shot missing. Great D that time from Hood. Cavaliers leading. And that one good from Clarkson. Clarkson's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Well executed, and then you love the strong finish.
Fantastic speed on the break. Speed kills, showing no mercy in transition there, partner.
Now here's Stevenson. 9 points in the game so far. Robinson kicks to Jefferson. 4 on the shot clock. Puts it up from 12. That shot misses. And Cleveland the other way now. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. Looking to get back on track here. And it's Hood again missing. Pacers trail by 7. Robinson with it. Now defended by Korver. Joseph against Clarkson. And Robinson gets it to go on the assist from Joseph. Joseph's got 3 assists in the game. Joseph against Clarkson. And it's Korver in the corner. Down low. It's tipped. Pass to Joseph. Back to Stevenson. Outside Robinson. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. And we see a chart here for the shooting performance so far for Hood.
And this is a bit of a nightmare game for him thus far. Just nothing working, and it has to be affecting his confidence. He just doesn't look like the player he normally is out there, and you can see it in his body language after every missed shot. Boy, this is tough.
First one falls for him. The Pacers making a change here. Bogdanovich is checked in. He hits both from the stripe. And so here's Cleveland. 3-point lead. Clarkson passes to Zizic. There's a screen. Hood against Bogdanovich. And count it. And a chance for one more at the free throw line.
And you gotta love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of a grinded out game.
And Rodney Hood played 1 season at Mississippi State, then transferred, played another season at Duke. A good floor spacer, Greg, at 6'8".
You know, it's his in-between game that impresses me. Able to beat his man off the dribble. He can hit that little pull-up or drop it off to a teammate. This guy continues to improve.
One shot, gentlemen.
That free throw good from Hood.
And they didn't shoot it very well from the line in the first half, but they've gotten much better since halftime, and it's helped them to secure the lead.
Now here's Joseph. 6 points for him. Sabonis, no good.
And they continue to control the glass.
Guys, I think they've simply been the more physical team, and that's why they're ahead.
A good look there, and he didn't waste it. His second 3 of the game.
Pacers trail by 9. Over to the wing. Here's Jefferson. And Bogdanovich kicks to Sabonis. There's the triple. And it's Zizic with the rebound. Zizic has got 8 rebounds in this game. That's a 2 from Hood. Here's Nance. Robinson with the block. And that's out of bounds. Cleveland will retain possession. .115 left here in the third quarter. Nance a screen. They set the pick. Clarkson dishes to Hood. Another 3 for Cleveland.
Yeah, how about the percentage they're shooting from beyond the arc here in the second half?
Greg, no question about it. They found a nice rhythm from deep.
Here's Sabonis. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Jefferson's shot is off. Korver against Robinson. Korver passes to Zizic. Out to the right wing. Goes up to the stripe. The shot by Clarkson, no good.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better from that range.
Robinson, that's good. 26 seconds left to play here in the third. Clarkson against Joseph. Too long in the paint, and he's hit with a 3-second violation.
One shot.
Good job bringing that free throw percentage up here in the second half. Doing a great job at the line.
There's 18 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Joseph against Clarkson. 6 to shoot. Back to Hood. The 3 ball. That one misses. And so it's Cleveland. Their lead at 11 points to end the quarter. They're playing a bruising game inside, and it's working for them. Back to the action after this word. And we welcome you back as we get going here in the fourth quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. Cleveland leading by 11. Bogdanovich out there with Sabonis. Then it's Robinson. And there's Collison. And it's Jefferson in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. So that's the group out there for Indiana. And so it's Indiana with it. Collison in the post. He's covered by Clarkson. Nance with some nice D. Clarkson against Collison. And the foul called on Bojan Bogdanovich. That's his first foul. Out of bounds, Indiana takes possession.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Pacers trail by 11. Now here's Collison. Basket number 5 goes in. He's now 5 of 12 from the floor.
And Collison's quickness enabling him to slice to the rim there.
Here's Clarkson. Feeds it to Hood. There's the screen. Trying to break that ice-cold streak. No good on the layup. The Pacers shooting from the field, 44%, not bad. The basket counts and one. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it a three-point play.
He is pouring it on in the second half, guys. I mean, a much better showing than he had before the break.
Some changes for Indiana. Miles Turner comes in for Al Jefferson. Young is subbed in for Domantas Sabonis.
Shooting one.
And that one falls for Robinson. A little over a minute of the fourth quarter gone right now. It's taken away by Collison. And it's Bogdanovich off the drive. And Thompson sends it back. And the three ball is good. Robinson's got 12 points here in the second half. And let's get your take, guys, on the hustle stats for the Pacers.
Boy, their hounding, harassing effort at the defensive end, very impressive. And they forced quite a few turnovers as a result.
And also, I've been extremely impressed with their interior D. Their rim protection has been as good as it gets.
Cleveland leading by 3. Outside Hill. The dish now to Smith. It's back to Hill from past the arc. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. Smith's got 3 assists tonight.
And, you know, Hill's ability to really stretch the floor with his shooting is huge. Something he does so well out there.
Now, here is Young. Robinson kicks to Young. And it's Kevin Love with the foul. That's his first foul.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
Yeah, but he was late to get there, Greg, so the referee couldn't give him a free pass on that one.
Oladipo, he's checked in for Indiana. Here's Oladipo. And the rejection by Smith. LeBron kicks to Hill. Teardrop shot. Rejected by Young.
Thaddeus Young using that expansive wingspan to put that shot in reverse.
Love dishes to James.
He's still looking for his first three-pointer of the second half after making just one in the first.
Pacers trail by 6. Tries again. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
And while Young is serviceable at the line, not terrible, there's still a lot of room for improvement.
And Thaddeus Young he's got a unique offensive skill set. I mean, he really is able to score over bigger players with just an array of little hooks and floaters and off-balance shots in the lane.
That's good from Young. And Greg, at about 6'8", what is it that enables Young to finish so well inside?
I think it's more finesse than power. Not a lot of free throws for him, but he can get his shot off quickly before the shot blockers have time to gather.
And so he makes both from the line. Cleveland leading by 4. LeBron outside. Great use of the pick to create room for the jumper. James has got 23 points.
Defensively, this is what you know. He's coming off a hot game and looking to keep it rolling.
As well he should, Greg. I mean, he always is looking to score the ball, even more so when he's hot. I like the mindset.
Now here's Collison. They've got the 5-on-3 advantage. LeBron James again. And now an 8-point Cavalier lead.
And love the awareness there from James. Just terrific at pushing it down the floor and then finishing with style.
And the replay is courtesy of Under Armour. Unleash chaos. It was a great sequence from the steal all the way to the finish at the other end. The drive by Collison. Young passes to Oladipo. And the foul on Victor Oladipo. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
Well, it seems like he's gotten a little loose with it since halftime. His fingers may be a little slick or slippery. He went from no turnovers in the first half to quite a few here in the second.
Down low, here's Hill. Fouled in the act of shooting. A 3-point play chance coming up.
And they've done some nice work as we've come down the stretch here in the final quarter.
Greg, you can feel the sense of urgency they have to get this thing closed out as soon as possible.
One shot, gentlemen.
Free throw drops for Hill. And the Pacers trading away the coveted George Hill. Going into last season, they wanted more of a passer at the point guard position.
And that's the one thing about Hill. He's more of a combo guard than a true point. He keeps his turnovers low. But as far as creating a ton of shots for his teammates, that's not really his game.
He gets a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Kevin, I was able to listen in on Nate McMillan talking to his team. He's not satisfied with their effort level. He said, we're not hustling out there, guys. We are not going to win that way. I promise you. We've got to get after it. We'll see how his team responds.
Wasted no time on that one. That's 28 points for LeBron.
And you can see the play calling this half. Another one from distance.
Well, they're dialed in, locked and loaded from outside the arc. It's all about the triple so far.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
And really a reflection of their superior effort level to this point. It seems to me they've gone after this win a little bit more.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
Count it, and the Cavalier lead has been cut down now to just 12 on the basket from Oladipo. Hill kicks to James. Over Bogdanovich. It's back to Hill. Thompson, a screen on Collison. It's a pick by Love. Over Bogdanovich. LeBron can't get it to go. The Pacers have gone 4 of 10 here in the final period. Not the time to go cold. Looking to end his cold spell. And there's the nice layup by Collison.
Absolutely fearless. I mean, a nice subtle adjustment there going up against length.
I could not say it any better, showing you some real focus, taking it inside against the bigger man.
Now here is Hill. Over Bogdanovich. The Cavaliers again can't hit. Collison with it. To the middle. Here's Young. That falls. Great assist by Darren Collison. Collison's got his 7th assist of the game with that last one. Here's the teardrop. That one, no good. Nice D from Oladipo.
You know what? They're winning, though, despite the fact that he has just been really off.
And with that shot, the Cleveland lead is cut down to just 6 points with the basket from Bogdanovich. Inside, Turner with the steal. An even 3-on-3 break. LeBron against Bogdanovich. This is to Collison. Shot clock at 6. And Turner kicks to Collison. Screen by Young. Knocks it loose. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Thompson. Collison against Hill. Thompson comes with the double team. Turner. And a rebound goes to the Cavaliers. Love's got 7 rebounds in the game.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
And, guys, you know that rebounding is a huge part, a huge component of winning games. It's not a glamour stat, but it's necessary if you're going to be a winning team.
It's stolen by Oladipo.
Just a sloppy quarter of basketball. Turnovers now becoming an issue.
Like missing breakfast, bruh. Eventually, it's going to cost you.
Bogdanovich dishes to Turner. Smith against Oladipo. Goes straight through the defender for the dunk. Draws the foul. He'll go to the line. It's going to go on Tristan Thompson.
Boy, it's hard to overstate the strength of Oladipo. Sometimes you just can't shake this guy off his shot.
And Oladipo has some parts of his game that needs work, but he is certainly terrific on the big finish.
Yeah, I mean, he's got longer arms than you would think for a player of his size, and the overall physical skill set, there's no doubt about it. You know, you look at his ability to just stay floating in the air for that extra moment when he's in attack mode, and this is a young man that still has his best basketball ahead of him.
Oladipo's become a very efficient combo guard, somebody who can score the ball at a high clip as well as get the ball to open teammates when necessary.
James, they get the rebound.
And one of the stories of the second half has been all of those second chance points. I mean, they have been terrific on the offensive backboard.
Now here's Joseph. Turner with a screen on Hill. Here's Oladipo. Indiana again missing. The Cavaliers leading by 5. Goes up on the wing, and Hill the bucket on the assist by Smith. Smith's got 4 assists now tonight.
Efficiency has been the hallmark right now down the stretch. He is making the most of his opportunity.
Now here's Joseph. Young in the corner. And the rejection by Love. 6 to shoot. Here's Oladipo. Drops it in from 14 feet away. Oladipo's got 7 points here in this quarter.
Well, they left it until the fourth quarter, but finally the run they needed to get back into this one.
I didn't think it was going to happen for them, quite honestly, but they finally turned it on, turned it up a little bit. Now they've got to come up with some stops.
And since halftime, he has just been ice cold. Just can't seem to get anything to go his way.
Young outside. Joseph with the ball. He's picked up by James. Joseph, the pass to Bogdanovich. The shot will not fall.
I'll tell you what, the way he's been going this quarter, guys, they're going to need somebody else to pick up the slack.
To the paint. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Yeah, and their free throw shooting has really improved here in the second half.
Shot.
And that one misses.
Well, I love the confidence that JR shoots the ball with, and on occasion now, he can shoot you in or out of games when he falls in love with that 3.
And he's good on the second. Here's Indiana now. They're on a 13-5 run here. Joseph against Hill. Turner with a screen for Oladipo. Outside Turner. And then Oladipo with the jam.
And you know, Oladipo back in 2013 was the #2 overall pick in the draft and is showing a lot of promise. He's really taken over the game in key stretches here.
Here's Hill following the score by Indiana. It's a pick by Love. Launches it. Out of bounds. Indiana takes possession. Pacers trail by 4. And here is Joseph. Hill with some nice D. With the teardrop, the Pacers pull it in. Still anybody's game at this point.
And no question, this is when you really have to have trust on the floor with each possession. And so far this quarter, he's been a little off on his game.
Just a touch. I mean, it seems like he's forcing shots a little bit to me, Greg. Not playing his game right now. And with every miss, the pressure intensifies.
Nice shot by Smith.
And Hill really swings the ball over nicely. A talented distributor who looks out for his guys.
And Joseph kicks to Young. Pass to Oladipo. Some nice passing here by Indiana. Screen by Young. Here's Turner over Thompson. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops. Cleveland leading by 5. Now Hill. The screen from Thompson. Love with a wide open look. Good, and it's Hill picking up the assist. Hill's got 6 assists here tonight.
You know, not necessarily what you're looking for, but still able to convert.
And Joseph kicks to Young. Oladipo for 3. Thompson with the rebound. Thompson's got his 18th rebound here tonight, all over the place. It's the first, and that stretches their lead to 8. Darren Collison, he's checked in for the Pacers. And so both free throws are good, and it's a 9-point ball game here. Indiana, they're working against the clock right now. It's Bogdanovich on the wing. Kicks it to Young. Right side Turner. Hill against Collison. Thompson comes with the double team. Clock at 6. And he overdid it there. Too much force, it looked like, on the foul, and he's called for the flagrant.
And Kevin, I got to tell you, he's probably fortunate to just get a flagrant 1 there. I mean, so much contact. The officials easily could have gone even harder on him.
Greg, I agree. He'd better be on his best behavior from now on. One more flagrant of any variety, and he's out of here. So the first one drops, and that brings them within 8. And he is unable to get the second one.
He needed to convert on all of those. Missed opportunities at the line are the last thing they need right now.
There's 48 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's Collison, and it's sent back by Hill.
That's really stellar work from Hill. He takes pride in his defense, a lot of pride in how he defends, especially getting to shots. His timing is really exceptional.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
He doesn't hit the first, and that was the one they really want. He's got one more, though.
And James, a natural leader, someone his teammates look up to, and he just has that commanding presence. Yeah, he earned that one. I mean, taking the hit and still able to get that one to go down.
Incredible, incredible body control right there. Don't know how he was able to get that one to go, but it sure was a thing of beauty to watch.
That's good from Oladipo. 35 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, they're not going to be in any rush on this possession.
Not with the lead. Now's the time to burn some clock.
So, guys, it comes down to this.
Time for your stars to shine.
Buries it.
Now, that is cold-blooded.
Indeed it is. Love seeing them deliver when they need him most. No fear taking these shots. I love it.
Honestly, just doing what they have to in order to get the basketball back.
That's a good foul, though. I like that. I mean, clock management crucial at this time of the game.
Move shot.
He hits the first one, and that will put them up by 2. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 3-point game.
Those were pressure-packed free throws, and he looked as cool as he could be. So big to give them that 3-point lead.
A chance now to recognize our Jordan Player of the Game, Tristan Thompson.
Yeah, and his percentage from the field tonight, just amazing. He hadn't just been gunning. He's been picking his spots, and you need that kind of patience and discipline to shoot as well as he had.
.20 seconds left in the game. To tie it up. Off target from downtown. Oladipo for 3. The 3 won't fall. And they're going to prolong the game here with an intentional foul.
No choice but to foul there, but he's probably the last guy you want to see on the line.
But there was no time really to be selective. Stopping the clock was the priority.
Gentlemen, 2 shots. Move shot.
And he misses the first one. Boy, he wanted that one to fall.
And you all may have heard this before, but I can't resist this fun fact about Kevin Love. His uncle was one of the founding members of the band The Beach Boys.
And the second of 2 is good. That gives them a 4-point cushion. And the Pacers call time here. They're trailing by 4. 6 seconds left in the fourth. What's your take, guys?
It's going to be interesting to see what they draw up to get this quick shot.
Whatever it is, got to be fast. I mean, can't waste any time at this point.
Tries a 3 off the inbound. That shot off.
And extending the D there, putting a lot of pressure on the shooter.
You're exactly right. Patrolling the perimeter well and didn't allow the shooter to get off a clean look. That's what you would call A+ defense.
And so it's Cleveland who comes out on top here. A narrow win under difficult circumstances, Greg, as the visiting team.
It really was, but that didn't seem to bother them. I mean, road team, home team, all I know is they were the better team.
Well said. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. Hey, LeBron, congrats on the win. What do you think made the difference tonight?
Defense. We made our mark defensively. We understand that for the long term, we have to defend at a high level. We've been doing that.
It does start at that end, LeBron. Congrats again. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. See you next time.